There are
I didn't know
times
about the
I
methane
envy
harvesters
those who
before
are
coming
able
here.
to travel like you. Hello there. Are you here to peruse our little museum exhibit?
It has a quaint charm, doesn't it?
Just like the rest of New Homestead.
Well, I hope you'll come back and see us again sometime. And I hope you'll consider another Starsap tour. Tell your friends.
Bye. We will. Thanks again.
Excuse me, Bill. You've got to do a better job of keeping your tour groups out of trouble.
What do you mean?
That little boy almost wound up on my operating table. Claudio said he was playing with
Wonderful.
down by the mines and nearly got his
These
arms
are
cut.
all
It could've
rare
been ripped off.
artifacts from before the collapse of Earth.
You know,
There isn't much of this stuff left outside of private collections, but
Damn right.
here
You've gotta
we're
do something.
happy to
Or
share
next
a
time it
glimpse
happens,
of them with
I'm
the
billing
public.
you personally.
If you have any questions about the exhibit or New Homestead, I'm happy to answer as best as I can. It's an interesting story. New Homestead began as a scientific research base called the Titan Astrobase, back when space travel was in its infancy. The hope was that humanity would be able to discover simple alien life here given the moon's composition and water supply. When that ultimately failed, it was repurposed as a colony research base where scientists and engineers studied how to build colonies on inhospitable worlds. Then, finally, when gravity drives were commonplace and we started finding Earth-like planets, New Homestead was born as a living history community to preserve that past. Sorry, were you saying something?
I was hoping you could tell me some more about this exchange program.
Well, first, you should know that this isn't like any of the other tour services. I'm an actual citizen. What we offer is something different. In our program, you'll be staying with a local family.
When our early colonists learned of Earth's demise, they decided to take on the names of their cities of origin as a way to remember their heritage.
It is.
Now, some may have been lost in translation over the years, and some may have taken it more seriously than others, but the names are mostly accurate. For instance, my family comes from the city of Lyon, in a country that was called France. I am Maurice Lyon, and I am the community elder. As the oldest living citizen at 96, my only job is to keep Earth history alive. I tell stories to the young people and the visitors from other worlds. Although my memory isn't what it used to be, I try my best to get the stories right. Sure, I'd love to. There was once a war so big that they say all of the world was involved. This was actually the second time it happened. They fought because a terrible man named Hitler rose to power and slaughtered many innocents. Millions were lost. Even the colony war pales in comparison. Why, certainly. It's what I do. There was a time when huge monstrosities called dinosaurs ruled over Earth, long before humans existed. They were similar to some of the larger life forms you might see elsewhere in the settled systems. Their reign ended when I can never remember if it was a comet, an asteroid, or a meteor that hit the Earth. Whatever it was, it nearly wiped out most of the life at that time. Let me think of a good one. A long time ago, thousands of years, humans built a wall so large, it spanned the northern length of one of Earth's largest empires, China. They called it the Great Wall of China, and it was meant to keep out invading hordes. If I recall correctly, it didn't always work as well as they had hoped. I'll have to look it up again. Memory's not what it once was. Sure, I'd love to. I heard that there was once a giant creature that attacked one of Earth's major cities. It knocked over buildings and... You know, my apologies. I'm pretty sure I'm confusing that with an old movie. Let me think of a good one. Long ago, people built boats to sail the Earth's largest ocean, the Pacific. They would travel from one island to the next. Some of Earth's greatest civilizations formed this way. The Philippines, Indonesia, Hawaii, and many more. It's quite incredible that even way back then, humanity was constantly exploring and spreading far and wide, just like we do today. Let me think of a good one. Have I told you about the, Titanic? Named after the same Titan our humble homeworld is. It was a massive ocean liner, the biggest they ever built at the time. Said to be virtually indestructible. But it sank when it hit an iceberg. Hubris truly is the folly of humankind. Why, certainly. It's what I do. I may need to brush up on this one because I forget some of the details. Have you ever heard of Bollywood? Hollywood. That's it. Though Bollywood is just as important. Hollywood was a city in a place called California. It was famous for being the birthplace of movies as we know them. It formed because the weather was almost always ideal, and its location allowed filmmakers to more easily evade litigation by a man named Thomas Edison, who owned several movie-making patents at the time. Why, certainly. It's what I do. Here's one about the place my ancestors came from, France. In the late 1700s, people were unhappy with the way the king was running the country. The common people rose up and had a revolution, storming the Bastille, which helped them turn the tide of battle. Eventually, they overthrew King Louis XVI, I believe, and sentenced him and the queen to death by beheading. Barbaric, but effective. Sure, I'd love to. In 1206 and the years following, a warlord named Genghis Khan conquered nearly all of Asia. Asia was a continent, the largest on Earth. You may have seen it on old maps of the planet, and, I forgot where I was going with that. Anyway, based on the stories about how ruthless he was, I couldn't imagine bumping into Genghis Khan today. Let me think of a good one. There was a time when many people believed that a man named Christopher Columbus discovered the continent of North America. He didn't, of course. There were already people living there, and he exploited, murdered them, and committed other atrocities. Yet, people actually believed he was some sort of hero for a long time. I'm not sure why, when there was evidence of people crossing a land bridge to get there tens of thousands of years prior. I suppose it's because we don't have the names of those people. Sure, have I told you about the, it was a massive ocean liner. Sure, I heard that there was once a giant creature that you know. Why, certain. Have I told you about? It was a massive. Let me think of a good one. There was a time when whatever it was. I heard that there was once a giant creature that you know. Of course, certainly. We have several items in our collection that we rotate in and out over time, but they all originate from the same place, Earth. We have everything from toys to antique technology to sports memorabilia. We even used to have an old Earth vehicle, but we had to sell it when we ran out of space for it. Most of our collection was donated by fellow Earth enthusiasts and historians who felt it belonged close to the homeland here in the Sol system.